Hello everyone, I'm Aratrika Bhaumek and I welcome you all to another episode of Courts Today on LiveLaw, where we update you about all the important legal developments that took place across the country today. We will begin with developments from the Supreme Court of India and then move on to high courts and other lower courts. If you like our content, please do not forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's begin. In an important development related to the challenge to the electoral bond scheme, the Supreme Court of India today agreed to hear a petition challenging the recent notification of the Union government which authorized the sale of a fresh tranche of electoral bonds for the assembly elections in the states of Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh. This particular petition was mentioned today before Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud for urgent listing. The council sought urgent listing, saying that the sale of electoral bonds will be over very soon. Accordingly, CJI Chandrachud agreed to list the matter before the appropriate bench. We have made a detailed video on this hearing, the link to which has been given in the description box below. Please do check it out. The Supreme Court of India today adjourned the hearing in a batch of petitions challenging the constitutional validity of the provisions of the Places of Worship Special Provisions Act of 1991 after the Union government sought for time to file its counter affidavit. During the mentioning round before the Chief Justice of India, Solicitor General of India Tushar Mehta requested for adjournment in this particular case. The bench led by CJI D.Y. Chandrachud directed the Union to file its counter affidavit by December 12th and accordingly posted the matter in the first week of January 2023 for further hearing. The Supreme Court of India today dismissed a special leave petition filed by former Aam Aadmi Party councillor Mohammad Tahir Hussain challenging the Delhi High Court's order which had refused to stay the proceedings in the 3 FIRs registered against him in connection with the 2020 Delhi riots. A bench comprising Justices Ajay Rastogi and C.T. Ravikumar said today that it is not keen to interfere since the matter is sub judice before the Delhi High Court. We have made a detailed video on today's hearing, the link to which has been given in the description box below. Please do check it out. The Supreme Court of India today dismissed a petition seeking declaration of national holiday on the birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. The petition also sought directions to raise a memorial hall and a museum of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose in New Delhi and other state capitals. A bench comprising CJI D.Y. Chandrachud and Justice J.B. Pardewala junged this petition filed as a public interest litigation petition under Article 32 of the Constitution. As the matter came up for hearing today before the bench, CJI Chandrachud remarked that the premise of the petition falls under the domain of the executive and not the Supreme Court of India. Forceful conversion of religion will not only affect the Union of India but also affect the freedom of religion and conscience of individuals, the Supreme Court of India observed today. Terming this as a very serious issue, a bench of Justices M.R. Shah and Hima Kohli asked the Union of India to make its stand clear by filing a counter affidavit in the matter within November 22nd. The matter will now be heard next on November 28th. The Supreme Court of India today came down heavily on lawyers who have been striking in Orissa over a long-standing demand for a permanent bench of the Orissa High Court in the western part of the state, that is at Sambalpur. The Supreme Court bench comprising Sanjay Kishan Kaul and Abhay S. Oka categorically directed the lawyers to resume work from Wednesday, cautioning that a failure to comply with this particular order would result in the Supreme Court holding the errant lawyers guilty of contempt of court and even to the extent of suspending or cancellation of their respective licenses. The Supreme Court bench noted that between January 1st and September 30th, 2,14,176 judicial working hours in subordinate courts have been lost due to this particular strike. The Supreme Court of India today indicated that it would launch the online RTI portal for the Supreme Court website next week. when a matter pertaining to the online RTI portal for High Courts and Lower Judiciary was mentioned before a bench comprising Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud and Justice J.B. Pardiwala, the CJI reckoned, and I quote here, "We are completely ready. Some security audits were there. We will launch it next week." The Supreme Court of India today directed the Union government to ensure that all filings by it in tax matters before the High Courts and tribunals are in the e-filing mode. The court further ordered that the operations of the Goods and Services Appellate Tribunal, which is being set up, be completely paperless right from the beginning. The Supreme Court bench comprising Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud and Justice J.B. Pardiwala also directed the Union to apprise this decision taken in this regard on the next date of hearing. After ordering Amazon to remove the listings of Pakistan manufacturer Ruafza from its platform in India, the Delhi High Court has passed a permanent injunction in favor of Hamdard National Foundation India, restraining various sellers from offering the infringing products. Hamdard National Foundation and Hamdard Laboratories India, that is Hamdard Dawakhana, had earlier filed a suit against Amazon and some sellers which were offering the products of its Pakistani counterparts on its e-commerce site in India. Justice Pratibha M. Singh on September 11th had directed Amazon to remove the listings of infringing products from its Indian website within 48 hours and provide details of the sellers to Hamdard. A Varanasi court today again deferred judgment on the maintainability of a title suit praying to hand over the possession of the Ganwapi mosque premises to Lord Vijveshwar Virajman Swayambhu. Now the verdict is likely to be pronounced on November 17th. The fast-track court of the Civil Judge Senior Division Mahendra Kumar Pandey had reserved the judgment in this matter back on October 27th. Former Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray today argued before the Delhi High Court that the order passed by the Election Commission of India freezing Shiv Sena party's name and the bow and arrow symbol is illegal. The political activities of the party have come to a standstill on account of this particular decision, Thackeray's counsel submitted today. These particular submissions were made before the bench of Justice Sanjeev Narula during the hearing of Thackeray's plea against the Election Commission of India's decision on October 8th, directing both his and Eknath Shinde's faction of Shiv Sena to not use the name Shiv Sena or the symbol bow and arrow until their rival claims for official recognition is finally decided. Thank you. Keep watching Courts Today on LiveLaw for more such updates. If you like our content, please do support us by liking and subscribing to our YouTube channel. See you tomorrow.